The apocalypse is ongoing, but we are here, being positive and keeping you attached to your favorite theme parks. You are listening to episode 395 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the UUOP. Episode 395. I'm your host, Darren, and joining me, I have Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
And Lee.
Hello, everybody.
And Chris is currently dealing with the stock market, so there you go.
Someone has
Hopefully
to.
we see him again. Yes.
He was joining us, and then he wasn't joining us, and he was, yeah. It's been all fun.
Yeah. Poor
So instead, we've invited the entire Producers Club on. So
Yay!
everybody say hi. Oh, okay, well, they can't talk. But they're listening.
They are listening. It's
All
fun.
right. Tracy, you want to keep our spirits up here with some Producers Club birthdays?
I will indeed. And we're going to start with some belated ones.
Sorry, I don't know why these didn't get in again.
You don't know why, Lee. It's because you're in charge. I think we've established this.
I know, I think I need to get someone else in to do the birthdays.
Right. In other words, me.
No,
Are you sure?
maybe.
Uh-huh. Okay. Right. So we have two belated birthdays, both the same day, the 20th of March. So a very happy belated birthday to Andy DeMatalara. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
And then another very happy belated birthday to Todd Garrett. Happy birthday!
Happy
Happy
birthday. You mean Darren in perfect sync, by the way.
Brilliant. And then not belated birthdays. We have on the 25th of March, we have the lovely Patrick Colpitt's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! And then we have the lovely Jonathan Jackson's birthday on the 31st of March. Happy birthday!
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Oh, we missed it there.
And then finally on the 2nd of April, we have the awesome Jeffrey Mackeson's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So, if you would like to get your birthday read out on the show and help us keep the lights on here because we don't like the dark.
Because eventually that's what the Producers Club actually was for. I never actually say that.
So they pay for light bulbs, basically.
Well, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know, obviously you get your birthday read out eventually, and you get so much more, like lives.
Every
Like
now and
now.
again. We haven't done one for a
No,
long
no.
time, and typical
There's
with
going
Chris
to be a few. We've got plenty of time coming up.
We'll get
So
to that.
yeah, if you want to join the Producers Club and join in all the silly fun that we have, email us at uuopproducers@gmail.com for the information.
Cool.
Awesome.
We just had someone recently get in touch, actually. We had quite a lot of, like, stragglers joining.
It's because people know they're going to be bored soon.
I think that probably is it.
Yes.
Oh gosh, we got to be entertaining.
Yeah, there's rumours of drunk podcasts going on. I don't know, but we'll see.
I keep trying.
I'm going to jump in, actually, Darren, save you. We're trying to introduce this next bit somehow.
Yeah, thank you.
So I kind of tried to post this in the Producers Club last week and kind of made a bit of an ass of it.
Yeah,
but,
you're not good with words, are you, dear?
I
Got
am.
all of our girlfriends very upset.
I am not good.
I was very worried being the only female.
I'm not good at typing words. I'm much better at saying. That's why I decided just to leave it for this. So, if any of you listened to the last episode of the Theme Park Duo, which if you haven't, you should, because it's awesome. Nikki and Gabe did an episode of Theme Park, and if there's any kids listening, I do apologise. This will get bleeped out in post. But they did a Theme Park episode of Marry or Kill.
Can't believe you actually said it.
I have to say it. So I, with their permission, have decided I want to do the similar thing for us, but obviously Universal Orlando related. So what I need you to do is email us at podcast@uopodcast.com your suggestions of what we have to choose from. So it's not us choosing what we put to each other. It's you guys go, right, I want you, which one of these, which one, like, so say, for example, butterbeer, hot, regular, frozen, and which one, marry, kill. Or 3 attractions, or 3 restaurants, or 3 food items, or 3 hotels, or whatever, and send them to us at podcast@uopodcast.com, and then I'll see them. The rest won't, and I'll give them to them on the actual night, and we will all debate the things. Does that make sense?
It does. I've got a suggestion. It would be so hard. E.T., Barney, Curious George. Kill.
I don't know, but whichever way you say it, I'd Barney is not a good... Sorry, everyone. I do apologise.
Oh, boy.
PT.
Right. I've got some editing to do.
Imagine
Anyway.
that show.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
But again, yeah, please send them to us at podcast@uopodcast.com and go and listen to Nikki and Gabe's episode. So you have a kind of, if you don't kind of get the grasp of it, go and listen to the last episode of Theme Park Duo and you'll see how it is. But it's fun. I think it'll be fun, especially getting the listeners to send them in.
It's a little bit terrifying, actually.
It could be interesting to see. There's some twisted minds in the producers club.
I know, we could get outed for all sorts,
It could be interesting.
And I will have been like in the house for like 3 weeks to a month at that point. So,
So you won't even be rational by that point.
oh no, I'm already not rational. So
Oh, me either.
imagine.
Oh,
Oh man. Well, speaking of that, the apocalypse is happening right now. Well, not necessarily yet. We're trying to prevent it by
yes.
being safe and smart and staying out of social groups and public gatherings and things like that.
Some of us.
And yes, well, some of us, that is true. So an unprecedented thing that happened with the theme parks is all of the theme parks closed.
Have we seen any theme parks that are currently open?
No, actually, the last one, the last one is still open right now as we record this, but it closes
Fun
tonight
Spot.
at midnight. Yeah, and that's Fun Spot.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that just all?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a US wide, because I know Alton Towers have announced they've closed, which I assume Thorpe Park will have done as well.
Do you know what? I never even thought to look at ours. I
Yeah,
just
because-
assumed they would.
Emily from work was supposed to be going to Alton Towers in a couple of weeks. And she was still going to go, but I know they've closed the gates, and I assume because of that, Legoland Windsor will have done, and Thorpe Park will have done as well.
Yeah, all of those.
And I know
will
like
have done.
Knott's Berry Farm and Ollers and Cali have as well, but I assume
Yeah.
like all the Six Flags parks will have done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have thought.
Busch Gardens was a little late. SeaWorld and Busch Gardens were like late on the take. They were like a weekend after everyone else. They were getting some flack for it online, so they finally were like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna close too."
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's crazy. All the parks have only closed down for like a day at a time in the past. So
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's completely unprecedented for them to close down for this long. But on to Universal specifically, as we know, Universal Orlando, as well as nearly all those theme parks that we said, restaurants, schools, everything, have closed their doors, non-essential businesses. And if not, they're getting looked at very sternly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And saying why. It's crazy. We just want to discuss what happened leading up to this and where things might go in the future. So on March 13th, Universal made this announcement.
I find this wording very strange. Out of an abundance of caution and to assist with our nation's preventative efforts, Universal Orlando Resort will temporarily close its theme parks and Blue Man Group shows beginning Monday, March 16th. We anticipate remaining closed through the end of March, but will continue to evaluate this situation. Universal Orlando's hotels and Universal City Walk will remain open. The closure is effective at the close of business on Sunday, March 15th. We have created flexible programs for those guests who have booked travel packages or tickets with us. Guests can call this number for more information, which is 877-801-9720. A core group of team members will continue to work on site. Hourly team members will be paid for any work scheduled through the end of March. Thank you in advance for your patience as we are experiencing high call volumes at this time. We are working hard to provide a higher level of service and update our website to help serve all our guests. Please continue to check universalorlando.com for more details.
Yes. And the next update after that was released on the 14th.
So this is an update at Universal's Endless Summer Resort, Dockside Inn and Suites. We are postponing the scheduled March 17th opening of our new hotel as we continue to evaluate our offerings during this time. A new opening date will be announced at a later time. Guests who have booked a reservation at Dockside Inn and Suites during our park closure period through March 31st will be relocated to its sister property, Surfside Inn and Suites. Guests have the option to modify or cancel room or package reservations.
Well,
That's fair enough.
Then again, on March 16th, they released another statement. As we continue to make the health and safety of our guests and team members our top priority and be responsive to current conditions, we have additional operational changes to announce at Universal Orlando Resort. We will close Universal City Walk at Universal Orlando at midnight tonight, March 16th. We will close all hotels at Universal Orlando Resort at 5 p.m. on Friday, March 20th. We anticipate our closures will be through March 31st. We are working hard to take care of the needs of our guests and team members, and updates will be posted at universalorlando.com.
It's so bizarre. Like, I can't imagine what it must have been like for people staying in those hotels at that time to basically be turfed out. I know it's only a daft little thing, but it must have just been so weird. Like a mass exodus from every on-site hotel all at pretty much the same time must have been weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I can't imagine.
No.
Like the overall feeling of that, and not just like there, like you said, like all of Orlando. Right now, like Orlando's like a ghost town compared to what it normally is, because think about all the hotels that are closed where nobody's staying anywhere. Nobody's hanging out there. I've heard the interstate is like completely wide open.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen pictures. Like the I-4, just nothing on it.
It's The Walking Dead, isn't it? It's just bizarre.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the only one person on property is spokesman, and he's not supposed to be. I don't know if you saw that fun stuff on Twitter. Sorry.
No, I've seen a lot of the photographs that have been taken from a helicopter. I don't know who actually posted them originally of the theme.
Bioreconstruct.
Is that how it was? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Usually you see those pictures every now and again with not a lot of people in, but literally dead is just so weird.
Yeah. People don't go there. Don't go harass security by going to the parks.
No.
People don't need to see what's happening. It's closed. That's what's happening. Nothing. So don't go. That's what happened. Somebody was on live stream going around to the parks and different hotels and trying to get in and go to the restaurant at the Swan and Dolphin because it was still open. It's crazy.
Okay. All right.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's just ridiculous.
Leave those poor people alone.
Exactly.
Anyways, getting back on track here. Following that statement, a letter was posted on the team member website from Bill Davies.
Dear fellow team members, thank you for your hard work and support during this challenging time for our company. This is an unprecedented moment for us, and we continue to refine our approach as we move forward. We are also listening to your questions and concerns, and we know many of you have questions about whether you should report to work. So here's an update for you. I have just asked front of house leaders to quickly identify work that is absolutely essential for us to do during this time and to staff appropriately for that work. We will focus on essential work only. All of the team members will be told they can stay home and not report for work. I have also asked back of house leaders to determine which teams and team members can work from home and to encourage those teams that can work from home to do so. And, as I have previously shared, all team members, including hourly team members, will be paid for work scheduled from now through March 31st. You are an amazing team and we are in this together. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Please continue to check UOteam.com for the latest information and please take care of yourselves and your families. Bill.
Yeah. And I know a lot of team members are probably going, well, actually, that wasn't the first one that was posted. No, that wasn't. The statement was changed after initially asking most employees, I think it was pretty much all of them, anybody that wasn't showing any signs of illness, to still show up for work during the closures. I imagine they were just have them do cleaning and training and that sort of thing. They were thinking initially.
Yeah.
But they decided against that, obviously, since there was a loud outpouring of support for the team members online, which was awesome. And there has been for team members across the board to make sure that, they get taken care of by these companies while they're closed and they can't work. So
they really seem to have as well, because I know there was a bit of an uproar over Disney kicking all the college programmers out.
Yeah.
Completely.
Well, yeah. And I mean, if it was going to close and the people that were from out of the country and everything, they were, closing, they're literally closing on borders everywhere.
Yeah, true.
It's your last chance to go home if you're going to. I mean, if you're going to stay here and it's going to be closed, I don't know. I mean, these companies are big companies, but they don't anticipate losses like this. No. So they live quarter to quarter. It's not just like, oh, they lost X amount of dollars. It's crazy. Yeah. We're not going to get into politics with it or anything, but they have decisions to make as far as that goes. And, they can only support people and keep this going for so long. So hopefully this blows over. People are smart and stay home and
You would hope so.
stop spreading this
Yeah.
and let us get back to life.
I mean, we had friends who were over there when the closures happened, and then when the borders got closed, and they were like, I can't even imagine what I would have been like had we have been in the US at a time when they're going, right, we're not taking any more flights into the US. I'd be like, my stress level would go through the roof. It'd just be like, how are we getting home?
They'd have to repatriate.
It doesn't matter. I still know there was a lot of Facebook groups that I'm part of with people saying we're over here now. Oh, there was one. I shared it with you, didn't I, Tracy? There was a girl who said, we've just heard, we're stuck over here at the moment. We were supposed to be flying home on Sunday. My husband's just checked the app. He's on a flight tomorrow. Me and my daughter still don't know when we're going home, and I found that weird. Like, that's stress level maxed up to the roof. I can't imagine being in that situation.
Yeah. I'm bummed for everybody that, had trips planned for now. And because I know it takes a lot to plan a trip to even Universal, much less Disney.
Yeah.
You're planning 6 months in advance. You're planning years in advance, usually for these kind of things, especially if you're coming from overseas. So
it's more that thing of, like, I know personally, people use those trips as a mental lifeline.
Oh, absolutely.
We've talked about it at work quite a lot, and it sounds really morbid to get into this point. We said we were going to keep upbeat, but I bet the Samaritans are incredibly busy at the moment. I bet the suicide rates go through the roof. And theme parks are that escapism for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And even, like, we've got a trip booked for October. Who knows at this point whether we'll even get on that?
Well, yeah. I mean, think about it now. Like, construction's not happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At the parks. So if construction's not happening, then they're not building the houses for Horror Nights.
We'll get to that a bit later, because I think that's quite an interesting... No, it's fine. I think that's a very interesting conversation, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, let's go into some frequently asked questions, because I'm sure a lot of people do have questions that are in those situations. First and foremost, top of the line, can I get a refund?
And Universal have said, unexpired single-day tickets that have already been purchased will be valid on any day for 365 days from the purchase date. Unexpired multi-day tickets that have already been purchased will also be valid for first use on any day from 365 days from purchase, but as always, must be used within 7 days of first use. If you cannot travel during this time, you can apply the value of a wholly unused ticket towards a new purchase. That's good.
Okay.
That's half good.
Okay. Well,
Some people are gonna. I think some people are gonna have some costs now that they weren't expecting from before, that just don't include a universal vacation anymore. So I think they should be offering full refunds in those cases if someone is not able to do that and they're having a hardship.
That may change in the future, but if people are coming forward and saying that could.
And depending on, obviously this initial Q&A, frequently asked questions thing was obviously put out when they were anticipating them opening on the 31st of March, which we can categorically state now will not happen.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So
and we can also say that this has never happened before.
And they said about hotel and package bookings, Universal Orlando's hotels will, we've heard that. Guests can modify or cancel room package reservations held during our park closure period with no penalty or fee.
All right. Well, what if I made a booking while you're closed?
Well, ticket purchases, hotel reservations, and packages purchased between March the 4th and April the 15th qualify for our stress-free booking policy, which means they may be modified or cancelled with no fee at least 24 hours prior to arrival.
Well, that's nice and all, but what about annual passes?
Annual passes will be extended by the number of days our theme parks are closed. Existing benefits and restrictions will continue to apply. I'm just going to point out before we get in, I actually tried to get Michelle on with Chris not being here, and I think it's a shame because I think Michelle could have given us a bit more of insight into how this is going to affect everything from a travel agent's point of view.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Will Blue Man Group remain open?
Blue Man Group shows beginning Monday, March 16th through Tuesday, March 31st are cancelled. So, no. Guests who have purchased tickets for Blue Man Group shows during this time can call 407 Blue Man or 258-3626 to us normal people, us not blue men, for assistance.
Interesting.
They're aliens, though. They can't contract diseases.
Ah.
I don't know. They should have it for groups of 10 people or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That'd be quite
entire
cool,
show,
actually.
all full production.
Yeah.
People in the crowd, evenly spaced. All right, well, I'm really bummed about Blue Man and the parks being closed and my hotel being canceled and everything, but at least when you say the park reopens in April, we'll have Mardi Gras to go to, right?
Well, actually, due to the park's temporary closure, Universal Orlando's Mardi Gras celebration will now conclude Sunday, March 15th. So it is done, which
Yeah,
makes
and-
So
us
sad.
feel so lucky that we got to do it.
Yeah. Well,
I know,
You
we
could-
were very lucky.
you could never possibly plan for it, but man, yeah, you guys lucked out on everything there.
Yeah, like you said the week before last, Darren, about it might have even been last week, that we wouldn't have got to ride the parade floor if it wasn't for a kind of a stroke of luck, I suppose, because we wanted to do it on the Friday, and it was only because there was no availability that we ended up switching it to the Thursday. So we really
Yeah.
did kind of luck out with
We
Mardi Gras
did.
this year.
We did. I'm so pleased because I'd have cried a lot.
Yeah. And even the bands that were playing on the 14th and 15th weren't able to go. So who was it in place? Flowrida and I forget who the other one was. But they came
Yeah.
in because they were like already in Florida. So
Yeah, because it was supposed to be Diana Ross and somebody else, if I remember rightly.
Well, yeah, that's why there are two people.
Shut your face.
Some of us can count.
Shut your face. I'm trying to find it. I can't remember who the other one was, but yes. Yeah.
So that's crazy. So that's done. And then one last thing, Universal gave an update about Grad Bash. They have said as we continue to monitor the evolving situation with that thing, that virus, Universal Orlando is canceling its Grad Bash event scheduled for Friday, April 3rd. At this time, all of their event dates, April 17th, 18th, 24th, and 25th, are still scheduled to occur. Doubt it.
Be interesting to see because I know I want to say it was Barry Walsh posted in the Producers Club that he'd seen in another group that people had been getting emails that their reservation at Endless Summer for, I want to say, mid-May had been cancelled.
Yeah,
Okay.
even if like given the all clear, it's just going to be like a good conscious kind of thing. These kind of things aren't going to happen. Mass public gatherings, I don't think are going to happen for a couple of months.
It's just so
Yeah.
weird.
But you keep saying that, it's not going to change it.
But it is. It's just
It's
It's
not. It's
never
our
happened.
it's our current new norm.
Yeah,
Get used
it's never
to
happened
it.
in our time. So I will say,
Yeah.
people talk about the Spanish flu and everything.
I have been ready for the apocalypse for years.
Yeah, we know.
You all laughed. Now's my time to shine.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's
But yeah, going on about, like, Darren, you kind of brought it up before. I think it was, I can't remember. It was someone messaged the Facebook page and kind of asked about how this is going to affect Halloween Horror Nights at this point. If we assume that this is going to remain closed till the end of April, let's say the end of April,
Yeah.
that's 6 or 7 weeks that you haven't got any sort of house construction going on. They obviously don't start rehearsals or anything at this point. You would assume the creative team are still doing at least like Skype meetings, you would assume.
yeah, that's something that creative wise, you can work from home, but it's a totally different thing when you go to put it together in real life, and it's like, oh wow, this isn't like it was on CAD,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
Because I wondered if like maybe like smaller pieces, individual pieces that people were working on, they could be maybe making them at home. I don't know. Obviously, big sets can't be getting made.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, like the fabricators and stuff could be potentially working from home. I know a lot of them, like people that make masks and stuff for them, at least some of the more detailed, intricate ones do work from home to do those kind of things. But I mean, how long does that last? Do you have all your supplies to do that? And, infrastructure keeps going. If there's like a lockdown, then I don't see that kind of thing happening.
No.
If that ever happens, because as of today, so far we're still good, and the beaches are still open.
I mean, it's
Just
that
like the Jaws mayor said.
you
Yeah.
don't know what sort of things, like you said, what they're going to impose on mass gatherings. So how much is that going to limit the amount of people they're going to allow into something like Halloween Horror Nights at that point as well?
Maybe. It might be pulsed in groups of a dozen or something like that.
Depending on how things go with this, like, will people want to do something like that? It's
Lots and lots of solo houses.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. You can go to Halloween Horror Night, it's open, but you're only allowed to go through one person at a
In
time.
fact, you start at the turnstile and it's kind of like
Just pulse it
5
through.
meters between, and that's it. You literally just follow a
You
path
do.
through the
Oh my
entire
God.
thing.
Do you know what? I'd be up for that.
You start at the gate and you end
So
at
you
the
go
gate.
through like the entrance scare zone on your own, and then through the first
of it,
house on
yeah.
your own, and everybody's 6 meters behind everyone else. And that would actually be pretty awesome.
Oh, I just had to point out, getting chased by the chainsaws wouldn't be as scary because they're not going to get that close to you.
They're 6 meters behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna say all those characters have megaphones. Like, oh.
They've just got big pokey sticks that are like 6 foot long.
Not allowed to touch you.
Well, no,
With a rubber glove on the end.
they've got those.
And they have to go and change them after each.
Yeah.
Anytime they got within 6 feet of you, there's a team member over there to change their tendril coverings.
It'll just all be hazmat suits. Oh, the whole thing is just going to be the upside down.
Could be.
The entire thing is the upside down. Everybody in hazmat suits.
Everyone just coughing at you. The scare zone's just literally all the scare actors lined up along. You do the I can't even think what it's called. The entrance one past like Shrek and Minions and that, and it's just all the scare actors lined up, just coughing as hard as they can.
Oh boy. Yeah.
But yeah, it is going to be interesting to see
Yeah.
what effect it does have on the theme parks in general, but something like Halloween Horror Nights.
And of course, the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. We've said it, and not wanting to get too broad because we're supposed to be talking about theme parks, but the world is going to look a very different place at the end of this.
Yes. How does travel look after this? Like, how long is it before people are comfortable, opening borders and having people in from other countries again? Like, does this create a period of isolation? And what does that do to theme parks and things like that?
Exactly. You look at somewhere like Orlando that relies on that tourism coming in, it could have a massive impact on not just Universal, not just Disney, but the whole area in general.
Well, after what I found out today, our onward travel could very well be affected. I didn't realise that we are still accepting flights in from Italy and China. That makes no sense to me. Why are borders not closed?
I don't know.
And that concerns me for us going forward and us leaving the country to visit somewhere else because nobody's going to want us. I mean, I wouldn't anyway, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you guys came over, this was like, it's so crazy how fast that was because it seems like you guys were here like a year ago now at this point.
5 weeks. 5 weeks ago we were there.
Yeah.
And it's so
and
crazy.
it was just like a murmur, like a rumbling, of, like, oh gosh, like you hear about somebody like that was in China at the time and you're like, oh, okay, how you doing? Like, how you feeling? How you feeling there, buddy? Good. All right.
It's all right. We just hugged them, didn't we, Lee?
And then it just changed to this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm talking about the people who've been in China. We just hugged them and kissed them. It was fine.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I was talking to them, friends of ours who've been working in China, and they're talking about going back soon.
Mm.
So obviously things are dying down at
Bad
that
choice
end.
of words.
I would be hesitant to.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's again getting into the politics, world politics, and everything. But I would be hesitant to take their word at the top and be like, "Oh yeah, cool, everything's good.
Yeah.
Let's just hop back into society again." And
Well, also, as soon as today, it was announced that there were fresh cases in China.
Yeah.
So, I think everything's just up in the air, isn't it?
yeah, and if not originating from there, then from people that they're letting back in from over here. So it's just like. Because obviously people aren't getting tested and it's everywhere. So,
Yeah.
Like I said, I do see it affecting at least throughout the end of the year.
Oh, without
How
a doubt.
things go
easily.
here.
It better not affect
just
the
with the
weekend
economy
eventually.
and the way it is, people's savings and 401ks and everything. I know we're tanking and all that, so it's gonna change how we do
Everything.
things for a while. I think.
Yeah. I'm hoping that there's going to be some positive changes as well, though. People are going to learn how to reconnect and people are going to learn how to be humans again.
I think the interesting thing is, and I've said this a number of times today, and we're getting completely off topic at this point, I realise.
always do.
But you're definitely starting to see people's true colours at the moment. It definitely shows who people really are. I nipped to the grocery store yesterday and was told when I was talking to the girl on the checkout that they'd had
From a safe distance, I hope.
no, probably not. 5 people come in, get shopping, put it through the checkout, like obviously the self-service, and then walk out without paying. The minimum amount someone walked out with was £20. The most that someone had bought was £110. Packed it all up and walked out without paying. And I just, I don't get the mentality of people.
No.
It's crazy.
It wouldn't even cross my mind to do something
No, me
like
either.
that. I was saying the last time I went grocery shopping, and it was like my last big shop, if you like, without sounding like I'm hoarding. Last proper grocery shop I did, and I'd pulled everything out.
£1,000.
Seriously, I don't think it'd all fit in the car for spend that much. So I'd pulled everything out. It was on the conveyor belt, and I just pulled the trolley back down towards me, and I just happened to notice there was a bag of like individual cheeses had caught on the underside of the kiddie seat.
Oh, yeah.
And I was mortified. I was so glad I saw it, because if I'd ended up walking out and not paying, I'd have felt so guilty for that. I'd have felt like I'd actually like done it on purpose, and I hadn't. So that just shows a difference in people.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you're becoming more and more the minority.
I think you're right.
progress here. I've also, I don't know, just personal observation. I noticed, like, driving around here, that people seem to be very less considerate on the roads now all of a sudden too.
Really?
These roads are like totally open and people are just like trying to whip around and like and
Yeah.
speed past people. I think I told you guys about that
Yes.
before off air, but like it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. Just everybody's got to stick together during times like these.
Absolutely.
And you know, the producers club that's listening and everything like that. You know, that's
They're
what
all
we're here
good
for.
guys.
Absolutely. And again, I'll put it out there. I put it out in the Producers Club yesterday. I set up, when I came back from the weekend of last year, I set up a UUOP mental health group, which I think is something we've had quite a few people join in the last couple of days that I want to put out there. Just search for UUOP mental health on Facebook. That group's there, and it's a place where whatever goes on in that group stays in that group, and
It's a safe spot.
it really is, and it's helped me a lot the last few months, and I know that a lot of people have got a lot out of it. So if you want a nice private space to just to vent and people won't judge, then that's there. So come and join us.
Yeah.
What's it called?
UOP Mental Health.
Okay.
And, you know, since I kind of anticipate us having some more free time of, you know, doing some lives and hangouts and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of video conferencing software is debuting now. Becoming bigger
Funny, I
and
was
bigger.
talking about that.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people. Like Chris was on one at the weekend, I think.
Right? Yeah. So maybe we can have like a UUOP meetup on
Yeah, we
those.
will. It'll be awesome.
I've just had an idea. We should have a UUOP, not us. We can be the judges. Open mic night.
Oh my God.
It's
Oh,
you know, it's people come in, just tell a few jokes. Just everybody, you know, we'll just have a night where we make each other laugh.
there we
Sounds
go.
fun.
You know, we've all got to do what we do, and if it's keeping spirits up, I'll make an ass of myself.
A little bit of karaoke, maybe. You know?
Well, you'll have to join the producers club then, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get Kenneth.
We're gonna try what we can do to keep you guys entertained, because I think it's gonna help us.
Yeah,
stay positive.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest, Jade and I are talking about setting up a blog.
Oh, the end of the world.
Day by day diary, but keeping it humorous.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
Cool.
You got to do things like that. That's what's gonna keep you going.
Definitely.
exactly.
And let's be honest, our group of listeners are awesome, and I think everyone will pull together.
Yeah, I think so. And speaking of keeping things going, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon, visited the truffle trees in Zeus Landing, or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse & Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse & Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Okay, and we're back. And to complete my segue, speaking of keeping things going, let's go to Which Loo Gets Your Poo?
Hello, UUOP listeners. This is Nicole.
And Jeff.
We're coming to you from Diagon Alley, and this is a recording for Which Loo Do You Poo? And it's actually going to be a little different today because we're combining it with the SPEW. So we're going to start it with the SPEW first with our girl Ariel at the Hard Rock Hotel. She hooked us up to the Rock Royalty level, which started us off with our free cocktail hour from 5 to 7, which we drank multiple glasses of sparkling wine. And straight from that, we wanted to do Hagrid's night ride. And so we walked over to Hagrid's and we got in line, and the sun was setting. It was all perfect, but as we said, Ariel hooked us up, so we had to, nature called. So when nature called, we made it through just about to the end of the line, and we knew we weren't going to enjoy it, so we asked the attendant, which of course, because too many glasses of sparkling wine, we couldn't get through to the end of the line. So anyways, we couldn't remember her name, and we pretty much stepped out, and to find our Which Loo Do You Poo, it was the Hogsmeade Moaning Myrtle bathroom, and that ended up being our favorite loo that we pooed, even though it was a pee. But anyways, that's our combined SPEW and Which Loo Do You Poo.
Oh dear! In my head, I when P was said there, I then changed the sentence to make it rhyme, and no. Which Lee gets your P?
What?
No, that doesn't work. Let's not do that.
I think we're going to have to extend this, by the way, because it was supposed to be a year-long thing, but we don't know how long the theme parks are going to be. And all these people planned, make sure to check out all the bathrooms. They're closed. So all of them at this point, because they should be sparkling clean.
Well, yeah.
Well, you can check them all out on Creeper Photos online. I've had a couple of poo SPEW combos before too, but I was pretty sick.
My first visit to Orlando was very much.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Good to hear good things about team members, and that's awesome. I want to get Rock Royalty status.
Yes.
What is that? Cocktail hour? All right.
Sounds all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So give us if you do have any fond memories now, and you're thinking back, and you're like, oh man, I wish I could sit there on that throne. Which one is it? Let us know. You can maybe simulate it by doing it from your bathroom at home. I don't know. Yeah, you can send those over to us at it's just a podcast at uuopodcast.com, right?
Yep.
All right.
We need them, actually. I think we've got 2 left, and we've only got like a couple of SPEWs as well. So while you've got time and you're reminiscent, like Darren said, reminiscent about the parks, if you've had awesome team members, shoot us some stories, because I think now more than ever, those team members, and we know quite a few team members listen, that they want to hear that they're doing a good job, because it'll help lift their spirits as well. So
yeah, if we can find them, we'll shout them out on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and so make sure they listen to it. So just think real hard, we'll find them. And we actually received an email a while back asking about any stories we had about being evac'd off a ride, or any funny breakdowns or anything that we've had. Not mental ones. No,
I've had a few
ride breakdowns.
Chris was supposed to be here for this, because he's the one that's kind of been on the most.
Yeah, I was thinking of it. Like, I'm trying to think at Universal which ones I've actually broken down on.
Have you ever been evac'd off any? Tracy, have we ever been evac'd off a ride? Like actually
Not
broke down and
evac'd,
got
no.
off? No.
Never. I always hope for it at Haunted Mansion at Disney. Sorry, the wrong park, but
We're being backdoored out of when all the power went out at Hollywood Studios.
We're
Tower
not
of
talking
Terror.
about that. We're talking about
No,
Universal.
but that's the only thing we've ever had.
Breakdowns. We've had a number. Darren?
Not while we're on.
I've had to walk backwards all the way through like the Transformers queue one time.
Oh my god.
Like with an entire like queue full, like right when we were about at the front. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
And like,
Darren, were you on Forbidden Journey with us the night we closed it out when it broke down?
yes, well,
'Cause you were on
I
with
don't
the
know
kids,
if it was
weren't you?
that night, but I have been on a breakdown for Forbidden Journey, like by the Whomping Willow.
Yeah, were you with the kids? Sure, you
Yes,
rode it with
we
Jade
were, and
and
we were like
Raymond.
upside down.
Oh, yes.
Because Jade was starting
Oh,
to
yeah, I
really
forgot
panic,
that bit on
wasn't
that,
she?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because on that ride you can hear the people that are on your ride vehicle like crystal clear. I don't know if like the acoustics that make that happen. But if everybody's leaned back, and we were, because we were upside down, literally backwards. And like Jade was feeling like she was going to slide out of the chair.
Bless her.
And, like,
She'll
fall
have
on the
only been
ground.
that'll have been 2013, so she'll have only been like 9.
Oh yeah, she was
Yeah.
little. So yeah, it was yeah. So like yeah, and then all you can do is just sit there and be like, oh, it's okay, because you got the dividers in between you.
Yeah.
You can't even see
Yeah.
them. So it's like, oh, it'll be all right, hopefully.
I seem to remember saying you were get them to like cast spells at the screen, if I remember
That's
right.
right, yeah.
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 good old Uncle Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to
I forgot about
hang
that.
out literally because it was like it was a while.
It was a
too.
while,
It was-
yeah. Because it was the night we closed it out. Because I think we
Yeah.
closed it out twice, and it broke down both times.
Yes, if I remember correctly, I think Raymond was like, did they shut down the ride with with us on here? Because we were the last ones on there. I was like,
Oh,
no,
what
it's
sort of
not
parents
that.
are we laughing?
Oh, Raymond's awesome.
Not poor Raymond. We just laugh.
Yeah, but that's it. That's the only one I can really think of. I mean, when I was a kid, I had so many disappointments. I never got to ride Kong.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've told that. I'm sure I've told that story
Yes.
on here before, but I've been in line for it so many times and like almost got up there, and then it would shut down, break down. I was
Crazy.
like, oh man, I could smell the banana from outside.
That's the worst thing. It wouldn't be so bad that if you'd got to ride it at some
Yeah.
point, but the fact that you never got to ride it, even though you were at the parks when it was there, is so gutting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. So close, yet so far.
Yeah.
Like for us, the one I always talk about a lot is one of the first times we did Spider-Man when it broke down. And say it broke down, the ride still went itself, and it was the screen stopped working. And it's the bit when you get blasted with the anti-gravity gun, and you go into that bit where there's like the like cardboard cutout type things of the buildings with the screens in between, so it looks like you're lifting up. And the car's tilted at like a 45-degree angle, and they're blasting air down in, and it makes you realise how easy the brain is fooled at that bit, because you feel like you're actually lifting up in like 20, 30 stories in the air, yet you sat there with no screens, and you're like, okay, this is kind of crappy without the screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gives you a whole new appreciation for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I
just thought of one,
Go on.
and it's not a conventional one either.
Ooh.
Oh man, I can't think of the name because I'm gonna mix it up with a Hollow Scream house, but a Halloween Horror Nights house.
Ooh.
I don't know if anyone's ever had a technical breakdown during one of those and got to walk through the rest of the house.
No.
That, the one with the ship in it, those like
It was the
Louisiana.
the Columbus, the fourth ship, was it? That one? No.
No, like the Louisiana one.
Oh,
the riverboat.
Dead Waters.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say Deathwater Bayou, but
Yeah, that was the
that's
one at
Hollow
Hollow Scream,
I was going to go for the wrong one. I knew it. But no, we were going through that and through one of our walkthroughs, and halfway through the house, the audio cut out. So there was no like backtrack audio thing, which everything is on an audio cue.
Yes.
So there was no audio, and then the house lights kicked on like 5 seconds later. So all the scare actors are just standing there as we continue to walk through, and the one guy's just like, boo. How's it going? Boo.
That'd have been
You
so
guys having a
cool.
good night? Good.
Yeah.
Boo. And like Mark Twain was in that famously, and he was like, "Good day, everyone."
Awesome.
Boo. I say boo. Just that was a blast.
That is a
And
really
like,
good one, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the zombie queen was just like, "Oh, you scared? Are you?"
Yeah, not really.
So they were just they had a good time, and it's just fun to see them blow off some steam.
Yeah.
Any time that happens.
Yeah.
And they go off script.
I know we rode Transformers this time. I don't know whether you were with us, Darren. I know Chris and Alexa and Michelle and Chris were with us, and the screens, like the sound went off, then the screens went off, and that was when I got to point out where the elevator was to Chris because he'd never seen it.
Yeah.
And because he
wow.
didn't have the screens to look at, we were like, it's right there, and he was like, oh. And you can it's that thing with the elevator, and that if you don't know where it is, you won't really notice. When you actually turn to look and watch, you go
so
up. It's just
obvious.
like, oh my god,
How do we not see this?
it's so clever though,
Yeah.
because it just on the ride, it's so seamless.
Yeah. And you don't feel it because you're already being jolted about by the movements of the vehicle and the sound and all the air and everything going on around you.
Oh yeah, and like how many times you're just going like back to back, screen to screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like especially during like the part with the Devastator and all that.
Yeah.
And you're like you're lifted in the air and going over. No, it's just like you're looking at one screen and then you shift over to another and then you shift back over to the one you were at before.
It's really
and
clever.
it's crazy.
It is.
It's cool to see that stuff. So yeah, take off your glasses and look behind you.
We should count our ride on Fast and Furious as well, because technically the end of that broke down.
Broke our knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, a literal break.
Yeah.
Still got bruises.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Just like things like that, like Men in Black. I know, like on the last room there with the bug and everything is pretty notorious for like the audio just cutting out there, and you just kind of ride through.
I don't think I've ever had that.
Yeah,
No.
that happened.
Yeah.
That's happened to us quite a few times.
I wish I'd been one of those people that got stuck. I know it's going to sound weird, but I wish I'd got stuck on that lift hill at Rip Ride Rocket.
Oh my God. I was going to say a list of rides that I'm hesitant to even get on anymore because I don't want to be on a technical error. Number 1, Rip Ride Rocket. That just, I only want to go on launch coasters from now on.
Yeah, I would go on it.
If there's going to be an issue, it's going to be like at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Yeah, but I would not want to be on one of those or like Ripsaw Falls and like have it like stop you like right at the top at the edge or something. I don't know. I don't even think that's possible. but
No,
if
I
it
like
was,
Jurassic Park, yeah.
It's like you're going for it.
Yeah.
You're that far out, but
Yeah, I think the Universal, they tend to, if they go down, they just go down. They don't tend to break down like halfway through, really, do they? They just tend to break.
not much. Oh, the Pterodon Flyers, that would be pretty scary. Just like stop
That
you
wouldn't
right
be
there
too
in the
bad,
middle.
actually.
I
Have you
don't
been
know,
on
'cause
that, Darren?
That freaks me out
No.
anyway. Because it doesn't look like much is holding you on up there.
We've been on them twice, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good fun, but don't look up at what's holding you up. 'cause
And they're
it's-
it's an incredibly short ride for the length of time you queue for it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
can't think of anything
Yep,
else.
that's
Yeah, I know
yeah, I
Chris.
think that's it for our stories.
If Chris was here, I know the story he would tell was getting stuck on the mummy in the flame ceiling room.
Oh, yeah.
He tells that story quite often of basically being stuck in that room for about 15 minutes and that flame ceiling just coming on every 30 seconds.
It's get a little warm in here, guys.
Oh, my God, because that is warm. The heat that comes off that thing is incredible.
Yeah.
And being stuck in it
Chris
for 10
used to have a
minutes.
full head of hair. Before he went into that.
Oh, yeah, I wish I could use that as an excuse.
Yeah, that just goes to show you things are not as far away as they appear in the theme
Yes.
parks, and don't try to stand up even if you think the ride's broken down.
Hmm.
PSA from Chris.
Yes.
It's technically not a breakdown, but we had an issue. I think it was every time we rode it in October, where that fake end bit where
the screen, yeah.
like the glass was never working properly.
No.
You know, when you pull up
Oh.
and the window's supposed to be there, and then it smashes,
Oh yeah.
and then you see like the Imhotep animatronic. It was just smashed when you pulled up to it and you could see like it was. after it had happened, like all the time.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
never working the entire time we rode it in October, and we rode it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just disco yeti'd that one and put some strobe lights in there and hope
Yeah.
you wouldn't notice. For the most part, most people probably didn't. Just people like us.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, probably. Like, I wonder what you would think if you rode that for the first time and you got to that bit and it was like that. I don't know. You probably wouldn't think anything, would you? Really?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't
So
think-
is there a ride at Universal that you like would want to get evac'd off of?
Forbidden Journey? Because I still can't get my head round how that ride works.
Yeah, that'd be. Really?
Yeah.
I've done the whole ride on the outside, not watching
Like
the
the
ride.
carousel
watching...
thing, it boggles my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I've seen and there's walkways, like big wide walkways all the way through. So I don't know, maybe one day they will
could be
do a
cool.
thing.
That would be cool. I think
Well, lights on
whether
tour.
JK will allow it or not.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're on the like outside edge of the seat, like an outside edge seat, and just like kind of look to your right, you'll see how everything works with
Okay.
those
I
things.
didn't-
It's very cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see it off ride.
I did an entire ride like that.
I might have to
it
do
was
that
really
at some
good.
point then. It might stop me being ill when I get off it. We didn't even ride it
You
in
told me
February.
off when I'd done that. You told me off. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to ride the ride and enjoy it. And I was
Well, you
like,
are.
"Wow." I'd ridden it about 500
first
times
time.
by that point.
We haven't ridden it that many times.
I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone for you, Darren?
Oh gosh. See, that's what I'm trying to think. Like, honestly, the only ones are over at Disney. Like, because those are like the dark rides with the physical sets. Like Cat in the Hat, I'm not too interested.
No.
No,
God, that
me
ride's
either.
terrible, by the way, now.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Oh yeah. So I just can't. Yeah. I can't think of any other rides there. Like Men in Black.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
guess
cool.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to walk through the city.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's the only like the most physical sets. You know.
Kind of mentally
Maybe
running
just
through
to
the
look
park.
see the guts of Back to the Future via The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there isn't really anything else. Because you think, like, The Mummy, you can kind of do it on the production tour.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. And like, yeah.
Yeah, there isn't really. Kong
But
potentially might be an interesting one, depending on where you got.
Maybe.
yeah.
Because that ride, I got that ride spoilt for me a little bit this time. Because if you sit right on the outside and you get into that 360-degree tunnel, you can see like the black hole that you're going through when you exit it, and it really takes you out of it.
I always end
Yeah.
up sat on the outside edge. That's been my ride the entire time.
I love that ride. I really do like that ride. It just shows how. No, I'm not going to say. I can't say that because I don't mind Fast and Furious either. To be
Do
honest,
you know, I was just thinking Fast and Furious
Yeah.
could be interesting, so I would be interested
to
to
see how it really is. I like it. I don't know why I keep on it because I like it.
because you don't really.
Oh.
You've just started something. You know, you're too proud to actually admit the truth that it's
No,
crap.
I don't mind it.
Still delusional.
I don't mind
Yep.
it. I don't care.
All right. Well, Tracy, do you have one
No.
that you can think of?
No.
If I was being a little bit morose, I would have to say the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train.
Oh, God.
I did think about that, and then I was kind of, yeah, nope.
This is-
No,
All right,
it's
I'll get
pro-
off here. Goodbye.
I'm just
probably
reading.
the same ones.
I'm just reading some of the comments in the producers club.
God.
Chris Rook said we got stuck under the T-Rex just before the drop for about 5 minutes.
That'd be quite cool, actually.
Quincy Adams said he got stuck on Men in Black for 2 hours.
Whoa.
We were the last ones to be evac'd and got a chance to walk around the track and have a mini tour of the ride. Awesome.
Now that is cool.
He only got 998,000.
Chuck, I can't comment on that because it's Disney. That's it, yeah. Oh, I can imagine getting stuck on Men in Black for 2 hours. You better got some serious express passes for that.
Probably. I'd imagine.
I don't understand why it took 2 hours. You just take your... you're not even strapped in, are you? Just get up and walk out.
You do. You got the thing that pulls forward.
That's it,
Got a
I'm
lap
outta
bar.
Yeah, it's not like they've got to unstrap you or anything, is it? It's a lap bar that's not exactly tight.
Maybe to keep you in, they spin you every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we could probably talk about that all day.
We did quite well considering none of us have had any really major experiences.
Yeah, I'd say so. Fun times. All right, well, we're going to wrap up this show with another Universal Is, and this one comes from Benny Batcave. Is that how you say that?
Benny Batcave.
Benny Batcave. If you want to be involved, send us what you think Universal is in 3 words or less to podcast@uuopodcast.com. And Benny says, Universal is closed. See you next week.
Cut, print, that's a wrap for another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.